such an interesting journey looking around at all these other sites that give advice on similar topics, and they're just the kind of thing that you go on there and like, oh my goodness, look at my history, you know, and it's like, why is sex so forbidden, and oh god, don't look at that. So the challenge is being, how can we make with Amara's site something so beautiful? When I read something from your book, Amara, that you sent me, and something clicked inside me, and was like, oh my goodness. So understanding your sexuality is when you fully love yourself and you can walk out the door and go, I'm really beautiful. Understanding your sexuality isn't about sex, it's about feeling really confident in your body. And I was like, oh my god, I never thought about it. You just don't think about what sexuality is. No, in my interpretation prior to Amara, it was like gay, lesbian or straight. That's your sexuality. That was my understanding. So completely different. But when I read whatever that line was in your book, I was like, ah, yeah. And I started to live it and believe it. It's a boudoir, a boudoir where you can talk in a community about questions you've got and get advice and spend time there. It's not just a website you're in the homepage and you flick out. It's a journey of discovery. Go in and read, you know, erotic stories, and go in and learn stuff.
My favourite part in the process was when we came up, you know, the idea of creating like this like treasure chest, and you know, there'd be this secret place that you could go into, and it was really just safe and cozy and warm. You know, I have to uplift everything that I'm doing because I think the site is so beautiful. So tell me about the treasure box idea.
As a designer, you have stuff that you love, and in my stuff that I love, I have this box that was given to me and I never gave it back, and I'm really sorry. I'll give it back to you one day. So yeah, it was this Moulin Rouge box, and I just think it's got this beautiful pattern on it, beautiful red colour, and it's like opening a chocolate box. So at first glance you're like, it's beautiful, and then you go, oh my goodness, there's people in there. But what I do, I've got to sort of like a sponge, you're just got to soak everything up. When I feel like when I'm working on a job and I don't quite get it, I'll just ask questions and ask questions and ask questions until I get answers, because I just feel like I couldn't do my job if I was blind. So this is just some of the workings behind designing the icons for the male and female. Just some reference. These wallpaper patterns, some that you'll see look very familiar, and some that were works in progress. It didn't quite make it to the chop. They got on the chopping block and got chopped off. So this is where we started a first kind of initial go at the design, and where we're at the moment, waiting to go live. And this has been challenging because it's totally outside of my knowledge, and for me it's like, oh my god, I've actually convinced a guy to actually want to learn about sex, and that's quite a big thing. I believe that's quite a big thing for guys. I don't need to know, I know what I'm doing. It's like quite a big thing to actually, just through what I understand through working with Amara, I haven't been in a course yet, so I haven't been converted fully, being able to actually inspire people. Another part in your book, Amara, about all the anatomy types, I was like absolutely flabbergasted. I was like, oh my god, like we don't all look the same, because you just kind of don't look at that part of you. And I'm honestly, watch out guys, I'm honestly going to be looking at you completely differently from now on. There's just so many questions, and no place on the web where you can openly talk about that stuff without it being, God, I can't go in there, where it can be just a lot more open, and those conversations can happen in a nice environment rather than a...
And I remember your enthusiasm. You'd say such sweet things like, this should be taught in primary school. You know, this knowledge is just so necessary for us as human beings. That why isn't this available to everybody, you know, at all ages?
Yeah, and it's been so cool to actually see the change that I've seen in Amara becoming Amara Charles. the confidence and the shy Amara behind Skype that I've spoken to for over a year developing the site, and now Amara is Amara. You are divine. You